afternoon, welcome back to Drew's Backyard and Garden. My grass has got a little bit greener. I haven't watered, or a tiny bit of watering when I run around with the hose around this side, but I did water around here on one of the days because it's been quite hot. This lovely bit of greenness is all due to this hose that runs up to the evaporative cooling, and when I turn it off, it lets it down onto the lawn, and as you can see, I have some green where it doesn't get to, brown where it gets to, green. So yeah, it works. Apparently evaporative coolers aren't great for veggie gardens, but the grass, it's okay. I've done a little bit of shuffling around of some things. I've popped this pumpkin this morning up over here, got rid of the beans because they looked a bit sickly. I've planted some new bean seeds in. I know it's late, don't tell me off, but I think it's going to be a long hot summer. As you can tell, everything's a little bit flopsy. Another long hot day. You might be able to see a little bit of black stuff on there. That's actually Vasily's black grit. I got some. Was it at the local? He was putting a sale on. Thank you very much, Vasily. And I've spread it around everywhere. Hopefully it picks things up a bit. You can see I haven't picked anything at all today. I usually pick things and go and do the tour, which is a bit silly. But I've got some zucchinis coming out. A lot more zucchinis. I don't like them getting too much bigger though. This one's had it. I've got some baby capsicums and some corn. I've left the beans on this side, but the beans on the other side all had this, it's almost like powdery mildew, and you can't rub it off. So someone can tell me what's going on there. They are really stressed this year, the beans. I have not had much luck on this garden bed. On other garden beds, fine. Everything else is growing really well. Boysenberry, I've moved his little shoots around and stuff. And mulberry bush, going well. These are getting a bit woody, so they need a good prune. I haven't got onto that. Nectarine tree, I chopped a couple of lower branches off today. I'm trying to give it some nice shape. I've just planted out some lettuce and watered it in amongst some cos lettuce. Melbourne backyard veggies, guess what? The blackbirds have been at my stuff too, so we'll see how your stuff goes, and I might employ your methods. Check out a garden page. The avocado tree is doing wonderfully well in its pot. This is a jungle over here. Welcome to the jungle. I do have a pumpkin that's coming through. It actually comes out of that garden bed. It has been throwing a lot of fruit out and flowering, but I have been flat out at work. I know I don't work over summer, but now I'm back, so I haven't been able to pollinate these or get up early enough to pollinate them. The zucchinis are doing well. I did give these a prune today. You can see how I talked about trunks. They develop a trunk coming up. They're developing brilliant trunks going up. Really easy to pick, really easy to manage. No overgrown stuff. There is a rogue tomato in here. All my tomatoes are rogue now. I haven't picked any tomatoes, just to show you how many tomatoes I actually do have. I usually pick things and then clean things up, make the garden look good, and then come out and then go. Okay, now these ones, I do believe, are pink Thai tomato, egg tomatoes. I have got a seed packet now. I did pop a couple of seeds in. They're a determinate variety, so they don't get very big, whereas everything else, by the looks of it, they're all cherries. They're all indeterminate, and they've nearly reached the top. But there's two. They're doing much better in this garden bed now, and you can see the levels of the soil's dropped. It's become more compact. It's a layer of soil, compost soil, straw, compost straw, and what it did was get very hot, and I've cooled it down by watering a lot, and the plants are much, much happier. Excuse this jungle. I put this frame in here because I had a mirror in it, and the mirror fell over and broke, and I took the mirror out and got rid of that in the recycling. And what do I do with the frame? I'll turn it into something that the tomatoes can grow up. I have planted some beans down there. There you go, Vasily. There's some of your black grit. I'll tag you. I've got some more yellow zucchinis coming out of here. These went a bit sad. A few yellow leaves, but they seem to have come back. Got some random stuff in here. I just keep poking things in. As you can see, I've got rosemary in here. I think I put that in the other week. A lot of carrots in amongst this lone beetroot. No one else eats it but me. There is another little beetroot there. I'll put some more beetroot seeds in here. Just put 1 or 2 in because I like roasting them and cooking them. That's how I like them. Lots of tomatoes on these. These were really sickly looking. They're starting to leaf back up. Hopefully the black grit will have something to do with it. But you can see, even though these tomato bushes do look sad, and they've got some weird shaped tomatoes on them, they're not being too bad. The occasional one has a little bit of black rot on the bottom, but mostly I'm getting a good container of tomatoes every day. The birds have been into them. I don't have rats. I thought I had rats and possums. Pretty sure the dog keeps the rats and possums out. He's pretty good with that sort of thing, but he's been a bit slack with the birds. Now I'll show you. I've got some beautiful tomatoes over here. I'm not sure of the variety because these were self-sown ones. As you can see, they're big ones. I'll pick them today because a bird got in and picked all of that one. And they are so lazy, it's just sat there, pooped out and ate, pooped and ate. So, you rotten sots. And now, I pulled all the corn out of here. I've got a crop of corn inside. I've got to go through. I might have left it a bit long. I've got more corn coming up. I popped in from seed. I think we're in for a long hot summer. And it's opened this back right up now. I had sunflowers in here. The beans are reflowering and reshooting. They do look a bit sad, but I've dug around in these garden beds and they are so dry. Thrown some more compost down here, straight compost. Haven't put straw on it yet. I'll leave it because I've planted seeds in there. I've planted some spring onions and also some more corn. I've got tomatoes back here. Now I did put some big moluccas in. Now I found them and I picked one that's inside. Look at that, Vasily. There's your big moluccas. There's some more up there and it's grown through the greenhouse over there. Plenty of tomatoes. I do have to come out and pick them, and I have been picking them early because I find if I pick them before they're fully ripe and ripen them on the bench, the birds don't get to them. And I'll show you some more bird evidence in a minute. Every now and then I see a scratch mark in them, which I thought was rats. It's actually the birds. So I've got a cucumber in here somewhere. Spot the cucumber. This one? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, there he is. There's a cucumber plant. So it has got up nearly to head height. Finally, they've taken off. They've been really, really slow this year. In amongst them, you can probably see the bird peck mark actually on that tomato. I don't mind sharing. I do get a lot. I do have sneaky basil around too. I have basil sort of everywhere. Anyway, I'll get out from behind here. I do love these tomatoes. I was going to pull this tomato out, and I thought, no, I'll let it go. And it's loving where it's at. This pumpkin has really started to take off. I will feed it up here in amongst this cucumber. Hopefully I'll get some cucumbers soon. Now, here is the best evidence that these tomatoes are birds. That is a pecked to death tomato. I'll try and focus it. Whoa. There we go. He's been pecked and it's got a feather on it. I don't think I need any more evidence than that. So, definitely birds getting in. Lots more yellow tomatoes. Now, I have these. There's only a few. They've got beautiful stripes on them. Do you believe they're some sort of tiger stripe tomato? I did pop some seeds in when I originally planted this bed, and then all these self-sown cherry tomatoes came out, mostly yellow. Some more self-sown ones up there. They've gone all the way over the top now. I'm getting my tunnel, slowly. Here's some more big moluccas from the other side, up the top, and it's growing through here. And I'm going to let it go. The greenhouse doesn't really do much greening at the moment. Doesn't need to, we're warm enough. But reminds me, I will be planting some things. Starting to plant my brassicas. So I'm going to put, especially because they're so slow, Brussels sprouts in early this year, and I'm starting to prepare the beds for that as well. So, as you can see, I've been very liberal with the black red. This is some more cucumbers that are trying to make their way up in this little space, but the tomatoes are just taken over. But we love our tomatoes. I've got all different shapes. There's some round yellow ones in there as well. Some all sorts of cherry tomatoes. I have ripped the beans out of here because they were diseased like those other ones. And I planted some more beans in here, as well as some cucumbers I had in little seedling trays. I do believe they're cucumbers. I hope they're cucumbers. I think they might even be cucamelons. I do have one cucamelon coming up over here. Sorry for the fastness. It's very thin and spindly. We'll see how it goes. All right, some tomatoes on this end. They're a black cherry. They do go black. I do pick them. I'll probably take all of these off. And some more cherries of other sorts. I've given up on trying to prune these and keep these managed. I have some small snack capsicums in here as well. I put some more soil in there, really poured the water into it, turned it into mud, and planted my seeds. And this is just a wall of tomatoes, and they're all different. Look, the birds got to that one, but there are so many. I don't think the birds tend to leave the other ones alone, and they just keep coming and coming. And I am watering. I have checked the moisture levels here. They're pretty good on this end of the bed for some reason, and not the other end. As you can sort of tell, things really like this end. This was originally a walkway. Nasturtiums are in there. I've got some more tomatoes in there as well. So big pick to do this afternoon. Now, this garden bed, we've put a lot of work into. This is more of a flower bed, so if you can give me those who are looking at veggies. I keep picking up Bunnings buys of a couple of dollars and popping them in. You can see it's worth going down to Bunnings. These two plants here are shade plants, and this thing gets shady. I don't even know what, I can't remember. Viburnum something. And this one's a snow globe. These were all, not even kidding, these were $5 each. Apart from a little bit of burnt there, it's got new growth. It's really happy. I'll pop these in for $5 each. That is an absolute bargain. Most of my plants that I actually buy for these gardens are in the bargain bin. And I can't see what the problem with that is. This is doing really well. This is a native, believe it or not. It's a climbing native. I can't remember. It's got a yellow flower. It's liking where it's at. And this is a Rio Red, because it says so on here. Mandevilla. And it's liking where it's at too, though the wind has got it. I'll pop him back up here. Sort that out later. Just about ready to get rid of these sunflowers too. Just pop some more plants in here. These couple of plants with the flowers are ground covers. They'll keep running and putting out flowers, and hopefully filling all of these beds in, making it nice and neat. The roses loved its prune. We're getting so many flowers. And I'll just take you past. These ones were a pot. There's 4 plants, pot for $4, and they're flowering. And he's in the garden again. And my yellow zucchini over here. It's got some zucchinis on it. You probably see the flowers. And just about, I keep saying, oh, here we go. Flowers. These are going to have massive white flowers on it, and it's going to look magnificent. The jasmine, well, it's doing wonderful things. Now I'm going to turn to the right so I don't get all my washing in. That right, dog? And this is taking off. He cops a bit of a battering in the wind. The caterpillars get it, but it has started to climb and move along. You can see the amount of wind we've got today. Bunnings compost, because I haven't got enough. And my pepino gold, is flowering. And it's just, if you remember from a couple of weeks ago, it was just in the middle of the pot. Now it's taking up the whole pot. So it's all looking very good. Put a lot of work in today cleaning this up, as I've been extremely busy. If you like my garden, I'm on 99 likes. 99 subscribers. Be the 100th. I don't have a prize. Maybe someone can give you a prize. You can be my prize of the 100th. Hope you enjoyed. Any questions, let me know. Oh, I missed one thing. Hang on. Missed one thing. I am trying to gather my own seeds, and they're just about ready. No, they're too soft. These ones, no, not ready yet. These are radishes, mixed radishes in here, in amongst my strawberries, and I'm letting them go to seed so I can collect my seeds. Anyway, that's the garden. Bit messy, a few things around, but on the whole, I'm getting happier and happier. Finding out what works in this backyard and what doesn't, and where the hot spots are, and what grows where. We'll see what happens in winter. I can't wait. Can't wait to get my next crops in. Thank you very much.